I hope I'm not going to regret making this video. Hi, this is Helly, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this series, Late Nights with Helly, we'll be having heart to heart chats about things that are close to us and we are emotional about. And I thought, what is a better way to start off this series than something that really kicked off for me a few years back? My video on my toxic relationship. But this is an updated version of Helly, of course. It's been 4 years since I made that video, and I have changed a lot. The way I view relationships has changed a lot. And in today's video, I want to share what the last 10 years of relationships have taught me. So, without any further ado, let's get started. I really hope that none of the people from my family are watching this because I am gonna overshare. Also, before I get into today's video, I have been reading two books about love lately, and you guys can check it out. Number one is Anupama Ganguly ka Chautha Pyar, and number two is Laughable Loves. I love Milan Kundera's Unbearable Lightness of Being, so I'm reading other books by him. I also read Slowness and I loved it, but I'm pretty sure that you're gonna love Laughable Loves too because the way Kundera writes is very, very unique. So, yeah, so without any further ado, let's get started with this video. So, hi, I'm Helly, and for context, so that you actually understand what I'm talking about, I need to give you a background of my relationships and the person that I am. Now, I'm 24 years old right now. I'm turning 25 next month. And in the last 10 years, I have had three relationships, which is not good, but not bad either, I guess, judging by today's standards. The first one was a very toxic relationship, which I've already talked a lot in depth about. So I'm going to follow up from there. I'm going to talk about what are the things I learned beyond that so that my learnings can help you have better relationships, probably. So after my 5 year toxic relationship of my school days, I had two more relationships. I was in a relationship for about a year with my best friend, and I was in a relationship for about 1.5 years with someone with whom I had a significant age gap. And both of these were such learning experiences that I feel like I want to share them with you. So, going to the first one, or the one that just followed my toxic relationship. So, I was in a very bad mental space after my abusive relationship had ended. And I don't think there could have been anyone better than my best friend to be my partner at that point. And what that relationship taught me is that no matter how good of an intent two people can have towards each other, sometimes timing can really be a bitch. And there was no other reason, I guess, for that relationship to not work out except for timing. I think there were so many things that we wanted differently, despite really being in love with each other, really wanting the best for each other. And the worst part about that relationship was that when that relationship ended, I also had to lose my best friend. And I don't think losing my boyfriend of a year was sad, but losing my best friend of 7 years was definitely extremely, extremely sad. This was a relationship that really helped me grow a lot. What I learned from this relationship was, with the right person by your side, you will grow a lot. When I entered this relationship, I was making barely 20 lakhs a year or something. I was about 19, 20 years old. And by the end of that relationship, I had scaled my business to 2 CR in revenue. And that was tremendous growth in about a year. And all of that because I had a partner beside me who was always there for me, always supported me to work. And, whenever I doubted myself, he would always tell me that, yeah, you can do it. Okay. So I was ambitious for sure. But because I finally found a partner who was the biggest fuel for me, I was able to achieve things that I never thought I would. And that was my biggest takeaway from that relationship. But what was very painful about this relationship was that although I knew that he loved me and he knew that I loved him, he was pursuing very different goals in life. I don't want to share too much because of personal details, but he had very different goals in life, and I had very different goals in life. And when the breakup happened, we just realized that, if we stay with each other, we would end up hating each other over the next 5 or 10 years because we would not be able to pursue what we want fully if we are with each other. And I think that's so important to realize. A lot of people asked me after that breakup that, okay, this was your best friend. He was so nice to you. Why did you not end up together? Because love is not enough. I think I had read so much about that in all the books that I had read, but it's only when finally it happened to me that I realized that, oh, okay, yeah, love is not enough, right? And that was very painful, but I'm glad that we ended that way. Although at that point when the breakup happened, I could not see it that way. I knew the logic, but then still there was a part of me that was really emotional, a part of me that was like, okay, I hope that he never finds love or something like that, right? But it's been over 3 years now, and he is with someone that he really loves, and that someone really loves him, and he's really happy in life right now. I am really happy in life right now. And when we just speak with each other, which is very very rarely, there's so much goodwill towards each other, that is beautiful. And I could see that shrinking in the last few months of our relationship. So yes, it did not work out. Yes, it was very painful, but yes, it was necessary, because that was a shade of love that I needed to know, love that was friendship. And I think there was one thing that I took from that relationship: your life partner should be your best friend. Okay. And I was looking for my best friend when I found the next person I was in a relationship with. I have never spoken about him ever in any of my content before. And today is the first time that I'm doing it. But yeah, basically, after my breakup with my best friend, I met a guy. And oh, by the way, I was not a Bumble or Tinder person ever. I never wanted anything. My idea was that Bumble, Tinder are for short term things. And I am not that kind of a person. I feel like if something is not worth my energy in the long term, why would it be my worth my energy in the short term anyway? So I believed in casually meeting people on the go, right? And I met a person, and he was nice, but there was a lot of complications that happened in this one particular relationship, and I learned even more, right? So when I met this guy, I was 22, he was 28, and the age gap was very significant, right? But at that point, I was of the mindset that, you know, guys my age are not very mature. Also, mind you, that I was already earning a lot, so a lot of times guys my age would get intimidated by me, or they would get insecure about my money. I could see that on the first dates, or things would just get awkward. So I thought that, okay, fine, let me date someone who is older than me. I think that would be better. And you know what? What became a problem was the age gap for us, because despite there being an age gap, there was a major problem in this relationship, which is that my partner used to think, or my ex partner rather, he used to think that since he's older than me, he knows life better than me, and used that as a chance to always order me around, right? And in the beginning, I was not very concerned about it. I always thought that there's always something or the other to learn from him, right? But slowly it started getting very controlling, right? It didn't happen on day one, of course, but slowly he would be like extremely controlling to the extent that I would be out somewhere, and maybe I'm ordering a cup of coffee, and he used to have a very specific way of ordering coffee, and he would get upset if I would not order coffee that way. It sounds insane when I'm actually saying it out loud, but I remember this one time where we had gone to an Italian place, and I am from a very middle class family, and I had not been to a lot of restaurants in my life, even though I was earning a lot of money. This was my first time actually exploring restaurants, which is why I didn't know what is white sauce pasta, what is pesto pasta, which is red sauce pasta. And he, being the very polished guy that he was like, okay, so what do you want to order? Do you want to order white sauce pasta or red sauce pasta? And I didn't know what to say. Okay. So mushkil se, I just said white sauce because I figured that it must be cheesy and stuff. Okay. And he questioned me a lot that, do you even know what is there in the pasta and stuff? And all this while that the waiter guy is just a poor guy waiting, right? And his explanations were just confusing me a lot. Like, what do I really want? And over that one pasta, we had such a spoiled dinner because he was angry with me that I'm not able to understand what I want to order. And I felt really small about myself. I think throughout that relationship, something that I felt all the time is that I used to feel really small about myself. I felt like I didn't know how to place an order. I felt like I don't know how to keep my shoes. I felt like I don't know how to keep my room, right? These feel really small, but when this happens to you on a regular basis or daily basis, it really starts getting to your head. And there were times when I felt like this feels a lot like my first toxic relationship, but it was really not. It was very different in a lot of ways as well. He was still older than me. He used to take a lot of care of my things as well. I must say the good things, right? He used to take a lot of care about my arrangements, about I live alone, right? So he used to support me a lot in that entire scenario because my life became much easier when he was around. And since he was older than me, there was a lot of situations where he did save me from trouble as well, especially regarding other people. However, this was getting too much, this feeling that I feel very small about myself when I'm around him. And The cherry on the cake was that he had a shouting problem, right? He was definitely not abusive towards me in any other way. However, he was someone who shouted a lot. And I will again not put him in that toxic category only because of the fact that he didn't shout at me to abuse me. He was someone who felt that he needs to shout, talk at a louder tone if he wants people to listen to him because of the way he was brought up, his background, his childhood, which is something that I understood in therapy. However, me being me, coming from my personal trauma and my childhood, I was extremely terrified of shouting. I grew up in a household where there was a lot of it. I was with a partner for 5 years who was like that, and there was some physical aspects of abuse also involved in that. So the fact that I am landing up with someone who doesn't do anything else but shouts a lot was getting very hard for me, and it would really trigger very extreme reactions in me, like that kind of shouting. So I just couldn't do it, right? And I really tried, I tried a lot, but I think in the end, I just couldn't take it anymore. He did move away from the city, and that created more distance between us, which made the breakup very easy because I was very scared that what if he shouts a lot at me if I break up and stuff. But it was all right, right? And today things are much better, right? None of the breakups have been as messy for sure. But these were the two relationships I had, and they were very complicated in their own ways, different problems, different relationships, very different people. But here are my top 5 lessons that I had from these relationships. Number one, money does not solve any fundamental problems in you, right? The biggest common factor between my all my relationships was that in every relationship I used to feel extremely insecure about myself because I didn't have a lot of self love for myself. I did build a lot of it in my second one, but beyond that I was really struggling to love myself, and that was because I had never worked on myself in that way that I would love myself for who I am without my achievements. So the fact that I was earning really high and getting a lot of applause in the professional world was not supporting me because internally I didn't feel that way. And I was projecting that as insecurities in my relationship. The second thing that I learned about relationships is that space is so important. Without your space, without the freedom to do whatever you want to do, you are not going to be happy in a relationship. I have had partners who did not want me hanging out with certain people, and I have had partners who have been extremely chill with me doing whatever I want to do. I think the best kind of partner is the chill partner who keeps an eye out for you, at least in my opinion, because that gives you the space to explore while also knowing that someone has your back in case something were to go wrong. Third thing, you need to date a lot to understand who you want or what you want. The reason I ended up in two relationships that did not really work out for me back to back, and at that point I was really judging myself. I was like, why does this happen to me? Am I not good enough? But what I realized is that almost all these people were like the only options I had around that point. I had not used dating apps at that point. I had not met a lot of people. So these were the only few people I know. So since I didn't have a lot of exposure to men, I didn't know what standards to judge guys against. After the last breakup, I took some time off. I had a lot of dates. I met a lot of people. And finally, I was able to understand what I want and what I don't want in a relationship. And that has helped me so much in understanding when I am committing myself for life to someone, what are the things that are going to be my non negotiables so that I don't sell myself short next time. Like, I think when my ex had just shouted for the first time, I should have just left because now I know that I cannot be with someone like that, even if that's not coming from a malicious intent. That triggers a lot of trauma in me, and I cannot work with that. So, knowing that about myself has been really, really important. Fourth, don't lose your friends for your relationship. I cannot emphasize on this enough that no matter what has happened in my life, my friends have stayed constant. And that is so, so, so precious. Number five, casual dating is extremely overrated, right? I'm so proud of the fact that I have not had any casual relationships. I am so proud of the fact that whenever somebody has suggested just dating for a while, I'll just turn them down because if this is not gonna be something important to you, it cannot be important to me, and then we can be friends, of course. But I don't want to think about anyone seriously in that case. That has definitely saved me a lot of heartbreak and a lot of trouble because most of my friends, I hear their stories and I'm like, I am glad that I'm not in your shoes. I am glad that I'm able to feel a lot of emotions in much more depth than I would have if I was very shallow with them. And the last advice, a lot of times people will say things to you from their point of view, but if it does not make sense in your realm, you're not wrong. You are not smaller than anyone. You are not less accomplished than anyone. No one's worldview is right, and someone else being right doesn't make you wrong. You know what I mean? You are entitled to your views and feelings, and I give you 100% freedom to feel all of that. And I feel like that's so important because a lot of times in my relationships, I would feel that they are correct, but it took me a long time to understand that in relationships and feelings, there's no right or wrong. It's just that feelings. And yeah, I think those were the few things I wanted to share. This has been a way for me to also process my emotions. And I would love to know, what are your thoughts? How many years have you been dating for? What's been your experience in dating? I would love to know your stories, your personal stories in the chat box below. And yeah, I hope that this video helped you in some way, and it definitely made me feel lighter. So yeah, I'll see you with another video next week. Till then, bye.